I'm Andy Matthews, I'm 29, I'm from Brunswick, Victoria. Before doing raw comedy, I was a physics teacher. Before that, I was an electrical engineer, and before that I was studying science and engineering at university. So I've done lots of university. What I really like about writing jokes is coming up with an idea, starting with something that everyone can relate to, that's like a relatable experience, and then just rotating it, just looking at it from a completely different direction. In my mind, it's literally like rotating a three-dimensional object, like a three-dimensional model. So expect a three-dimensional modelling approach to comedy, I guess.
Andy Matthews!
Hi guys, it's great to be here in Melbourne. Here's the thing I like to do. First thing in the morning when I wake up, I like to eat a slice of bread, right? And then just before I go to sleep at night, I like to eat another slice of bread, and I pretend my entire day is a sandwich. Yeah. I don't have bad days, but I do have disappointing sandwiches. There you go. Britain's just legalised gay marriage. We haven't done that yet in Australia. And, a lot of people have a lot of arguments against gay marriage. A lot of people say, well, where will it end? If we allow a man to marry another man, if we allow a woman to marry another woman, what's to stop a woman from wanting to marry more than one man? What's to stop a man from wanting to marry a dog? And I think that that's a good argument, because I'm sure we all remember how when we gave the vote to women, we then went on to give the vote to dogs and cats and bees and pictures of bees and gusts of wind and pieces of wood and the AIDS virus, because we just don't know when to stop. We don't know when to stop giving rights to things. You know how it is when you give human rights to one thing, right, and then that red human rights mist comes down, you wake up in the morning and everything's got rights. You're like, what did I do last night? I do not know when to stop giving human rights to things, do I? You get a lot of people who say, why do you need to get married, Why do you need to get married? You've got civil unions. Why do you need to get married, It's the same thing, just a different word. Why do you need to get married, right? And to me, that feels like when you're a kid and you wanted a Coke and your parents would try and give you LA Ice. It's the same thing, it's just a different name, right? No, it's not the same thing. What it is, Mum, is fucking insulting, so don't treat me like an idiot, thank you very much. I'm not some kind of chump here. But then you also get those people who say you can't allow two people of the same gender to get married because that would be changing the definition of marriage, right? And to them I say, yeah. That's the point. We're trying to change the definition of marriage. You can't disagree with changing the definition of marriage on the basis that that would be changing the definition of marriage. You can't change the definition of marriage without changing the definition of marriage. That's the definition of changing the definition of something, unless, of course, somebody's changed the definition of changing the definition of something, in which case I don't think you should be allowed to do that. That's going to destroy our way of life. Thanks very much, everyone. You've been fantastic.